Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your astrology forecast for Hump Day, Wednesday, November 8th of 2023. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful week so far. And yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the transits for today, see what we have going on. So we have a planet that has ingressed into a new sign. Yes, that is right. Venus has made her way into her home sign of Libra. She's probably feeling the best she's had in a while. Despite the fact that the South Node is also here, it's in the third decan, but at least there's some space between Venus and the South Node. So she is definitely feeling a lot better now, being in her home sign and being in the decan that she rules in Libra. So this is positive. It's gonna bring some nice energy, hopefully, to relationships and harmony, trying to find some sense of balance in our life. But we gotta also remember too, the South Node still is here. We have a major eclipse that happened here. And so this is still not going to be the easiest transit of Venus through its home sign. Like I said, Venus is probably not going to really feel that amazing until she hits Sag. Because remember, she's going to go through Libra. She's going to go on top of the South Node, go through Scorpio, where she doesn't want to be because she'd much rather be in Taurus, and then she's going to go into Sag. So this is not going to be the easiest Venus and Libra, but at least it gives us a little bit of positive energy, at least for like this first little bit of it, right? So we have that. Of course, we do have the moon here in Virgo still. It's going to be finishing up in Virgo. It's not going to quite finish up today. It's going to come into Libra tomorrow and make that conjunction to Venus. But what we are going to see is some other interesting aspects. First, we're going to, of course, see that moon make the trine over to Uranus. So this brings about a nice little harmonious aspect, right? Uranus and Taurus is definitely shaking things up, and, trying to find those groups of people where we share common sense of values and morals. And this moon in Virgo making the trine over to there, especially at this degree 2 + 1 is 3, which is all about belief. It's a very Jupiter degree. Number 3 is a very Jupiter number. So, and with it being in Virgo, of course, it's about like, well, what do we believe about a day-to-day reality? And the way that it's set up, does it actually reflect the morals that we have? Or, looking at the people around us, you are the composite of the 5 people that you spend the most time with or you talk to the most. So you have to ask yourself, right? Who are those people? What are their values? What are their morals? What does their life look like? And what does your life look like? But of course, this moon in Virgo, is definitely going to still have us being rather critical. We might find ourselves in a bit of a comparison game, especially now that Venus has shifted into Libra. So, and with all this energy in Scorpio, mind you, this can definitely potentially breed some jealousy. So I would say just to be cautious of that sort of thing. I think this is a harmonious aspect, obviously, with the trine, so it can definitely be very positive. This should be more of a thing where if we find ourselves, I guess, comparing ourselves to other people, that we use it to inspire ourselves and to motivate each other. This is an area where we can help to gas each other up, especially in a time where, everyone is going through it in some way, shape, or form. And you can even see it where some people they're definitely wanting more. They're definitely wanting to regain some sense of the human spirit, if you will. They're wanting to, there's something more there. And yeah, everyone's tired, everyone's worn out, everyone's been beat down. But there's still this quality where, you know, people want to overcome, people want to do better, people want to make it through. And this moon in Virgo trining over to Uranus will give us an opportunity to connect with those people that do share our values, that do share those things that we find to be worthy in our lives, and to find some sort of common sense of belief that hopefully will lead us to creating a better day-to-day reality, right? So And, like I said, this is about gassing each other up. This is not about being jealous of other people, although we do have a Mars that's getting closer to its opposition to Uranus, right? So that's not necessarily going to be the easiest energy, especially with Mars is the planet of war. It's it's being disposited by the North Node Eris and Chiron too. And it's not necessarily the easiest energy that we're coming into. So we could probably start to feel the intensity being turned up a little bit more and more and more, the dial being turned up more and more as this Mars comes into this opposition to Uranus. But at least we do have the moon trining it before that happens. Now, as we continue about the day, you're going to see that moon make an opposition to Neptune. Now, we've been dealing with these oppositions for a little bit now. We have Venus that opposed it. Now we have the moon that's opposing it. You got to remember, this Neptune is very, very strong. Even though he's retrograde, very, very strong Neptune. And this moon in Virgo, like I said, is wanting things to feel perfect. And if they don't feel perfect, then we can almost like people may try to blow up things or feel like things are like off or whatever. It's wanting things to feel perfect, and then now it's opposing Neptune here at the end of Pisces. This is definitely going to trigger some people. I'm not going to lie. This is going to have some people think that the end of the world is coming, that the end times are here. You know what I'm saying? People may be whisked away by different things in media. This can be a moment where though your intuition can be eclipsed by the media and propaganda, and you really want to be careful about the energy that you're tuning into. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing too about it. These are two sides of the same coin, right? So you're going to get programmed, right? You're going to get programmed and indoctrinated by something, right? Everyone does. And anybody that thinks that they're not going to be programmed or indoctrinated by something, that's just a human game, all right? It's going to happen, right? And even when you deprogram yourself from something, you're going to have to reprogram yourself with something else. So this is about choosing the media and choosing those things that you wish to be programmed and indoctrinated by. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just like someone programmed this astrology software to do what it's doing so astrologers like me can actually look at these charts and interpret them and then deliver them to whether it's clients or the way I'm doing it in a mundane way where it's like a general reading for everybody. Someone had to program this program, right? So not all programs are bad, just like a car or like a Tesla is programmed to do certain things, right? So that's the thing about this. This is about discerning, having discernment on what we tune into and what, you know, we program ourselves with. And this does in many ways come down to, well, can we control the situation? Can we not control the situation? How much control do we have? What's the percentage of our control in the situation? If the media is posting things and talking about things that's happening a world away and wanting you to formulate an opinion on it, and then you get all up in arms about it and you have little to no information about it, your information is only coming through one, maybe two sources, and you're not formulating your own opinion on it as far as like from what your intuition is telling you, and there's nothing you really can do about it, why get all up in arms about it? I think this is a moment where, it's great to be informed, right? I think it's good to be aware of certain things, but I think it's also great to just take a step back and focus on other shit. As far as the things that are happening in the Middle East, I know generally, of course, what's happening, but I honestly have not been paying as much attention over this last week to what's been going on over there. It's trickled through, obviously, because that's just our modern society. So things are going to trickle through social media and stuff. But for the most part, I haven't been paying as much attention to it. Why? Because I know that A, I can't do shit about what's going on over there, right? B, I know that ultimately we're all on the same team as humans, so I think that this fighting is all stupid anyways, and that these warring religions all have the same base and all have the same root, and eventually these people are going to realize that, and then they're going to feel so stupid that they're fighting their brothers and sisters, but I already know that shit, so why would I even bother trying to get all emotionally involved in that shit, right? And three, there are other things that I'd rather focus on, like being a positive role model, like raising my vibration by doing the best thing that I can do as a light worker and help those people that I can help, affecting the change that I can do, the things that I actually can affect. So I decided to program myself with different things and not focus on all of the other stuff. Like I said, I think it's good to be aware of certain things, right? But at the same time, you don't want to just get so up in arms about things of things that you really can't control, right? We can't really control this Saturn, Neptune, Pisces thing, or even the Pluto, Capricorn stuff. We can't really control that, right? And Capricorn's all about control, and the Moon will trine over to Capricorn, will trine over to Pluto by the end of the day too. So we will see that energy as well. We also will see Mercury begin to sextile over to Pluto. So there's going to be some sort of communication that opens up, some opportunity that's going to open up with this Mercury and this Pluto, where Mercury, of course, the planet of communication, the gesture, if you will, is going to be chatting it up with the executioner. And this is going to be an interesting thing. I kind of get the feeling, especially when this is happening at the same time that the moon is opposing Neptune, collusion, conspiracy. Honestly, these are the words that are coming to mind, where some sort of plan may be devised behind your back to try and sway your opinion. Just be wary and cautious of that. And this can happen on the macro and the micro. So it's not just necessarily happening with governments and stuff like that, but this could be happening on the micro as well. And especially with the Venus here at the 0 point of Libra, people are going to be like tipping and wanting to pick their sides, and especially with the South Node here, it's not necessarily going to be the easiest energy, and especially with a Mars that's beginning its opposition to Uranus, and it's getting tighter and tighter, and that heat and that intensity is turning up. You really just want to be wary and cautious right now, because the propaganda, the energy, the blasting of energy to make you feel a certain way, to make you feel like you can't do anything, to make you feel like you have to have an opinion on every single news topic that comes out, for you to be that's the thing. People are going to be acting like they're an expert on certain things too. That's the other part about this that we have to consider. Just be wary and cautious of that. I think the best way that you navigate a day like today, especially like a hump day, where we may get some weird news, we're already starting to see things get suppressed, like the whole fucking, what was it? Crap. It was, damn it, what's his freaking name? Oh yeah, freaking Crowder, Louderwood Crowder or something like that. I think he exposed something about like the manifesto from that shooter in Tennessee, whatever like that, and his story got like suppressed, something like that, or his video got taken down and stuff. So you're going to see stuff like that. I've been wondering if my videos are getting suppressed. I'm a small ass astrology channel, right? I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. I don't even have 500 subscribers. But I know that astrology is under attack right now. A lot of religious people are coming from astrology, saying that the signs are demons and something about different cycles, and we need to break cycles. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to break these cycles. Okay, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like the moon's going to keep going around the earth, right? You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to keep going around the sun. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take billions of years before that sun fucking burns out. It's going to take a while before that moon goes off into its own orbit. I don't know what to fucking tell you. That's the weird thing about these people, is like, they're like, oh, this stuff is demonic. And I'm like, dude, it's math, right? You can't, the moon can't go backwards. It's always going to go in one direction. And it's always going to go the same speed, right? It's always going to travel at that same speed. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, right? Mercury is going to retrograde in the same element every single time in the year, right? So this year, it's happening in, it's happening in the earth signs, right? So Mercury is going to retrograde in Capricorn. That's math. That is certainty. So like it's so funny. So like that's the thing too. You can feel that like certain groups of people are going to be under attack. Think about it. Mars, planet of war, is in Scorpio, and it's wanting to Scorpio is the planet, is Scorpio is this energy of death and destruction, but also creativity in many ways, as far as like birth and rebirth, or death and rebirth, excuse me. And then you have Uranus over here in Taurus. That's definitely going to be an attack. And it's not just astrology that's under attack. It's a lot of groups of people that are under attack. And that's the thing that we have to be wary and cautious of what are the narratives and the stories that we are telling ourselves about these people, and thinking that we have all the information, thinking that we are experts on these things, maybe doing just the slightest hint bit of study about something, and then thinking that we know everything about it when we really don't know shit. Like these people coming for astrology and shit like that, they've never looked at a birth chart. They've never looked at the wheel. They can't even tell you what this is. They don't know what a sextile is. They don't know what a decan is. They don't know what it means for something to be in they don't know what something it means for a planet to be out of bounds, right? They don't know declinations. They don't know this stuff. But yet they're going to, and that's the thing about this. A lot of times when people do not have enough information about it, but then they get so emotionally invested, then they will paint it as bad or wrong or evil. And humans have consistently done this. We are in the Salem witch trials again, in many ways. So you just want to be cautious and wary of that sort of stuff because, like I said, these people don't know what they're talking about. Don't get super up in arms about these sort of things. Do your best not to get so emotionally invested in things that you cannot control. Right? Don't get so emotionally invested in things that you cannot control. This is a time where we do have to dig deep a little bit. We do have to try and find some sense of balance and harmony, but within our own lives and the things that we can actually control, right? That's really what this comes down to. And we will make it through this. It's not easy, but we also realize that we can't do it alone. So that's why it's important to connect with those people that do share your sense of morality and values, not belief, right? Not belief, because those things are being conflated right now. Belief isn't bad, right? But this is about the value. And I think really what this comes down to in many ways is that humanity has been driven to a corner where so many people are plugged into systems and algorithms that have robbed them of their human spirit, and it's coming to a head because people are wondering, is this really it? Have we really peaked? Hell no, we have not peaked. It just appears that we have peaked. And people are wanting, desiring, clamoring for more, for something that gives them a deeper sense of purpose. So I think that's really what this comes down to. What is your deeper sense of purpose, right? Outside of all the religions, outside of all these sort of things, what is your purpose? And that's a big ass question, of course, right? But I think it could start with simple things like here, I'll show you, and then I will get into the cards because I was talking to one of my regulars at work, and he brought this to my attention, and I freaking love this. This was some really good stuff. Let me get this going. So let me present, share, and then he was telling me, and I've heard about this before, but it's the concept of ikigai, which is like a Japanese concept. But you have all these different things, what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, what you're good at. And there's all these different cross sections, right? Like what the world needs and what you can be paid for is your vocation. What the world needs and what you love is your mission. What you love and what you're good at is your passion. What you're good at and what you can be paid for is your profession. And then they all kind of overlap into this thing called ikigai. So I think this is something just sort of like an example. And there are many different systems and there are different ways that people have come to very similar conclusions. This is just an example of one of them. But I think right now what we're all looking for is our ikigai. I think so many people may be caught up in maybe one of these bubbles or something like that. Some people are really just caught up in profession, right? or maybe vocation or something like that, but they don't even know what they love. They don't even have a spiritual mission. They may not even know their passion. They may be stuck in one of these different things. Some people may also be just stuck all the way into love and their passion and stuff like that. But then they're really bad at money, and they're not really good at making more money. They're not really good at finances and stuff like that. This is what the whole Taurus energy is teaching us too, and even the Scorpio energy. Some people lack a mission. So this is the thing. Like we are looking, for ikigai or your purpose, or your what it is that you are here to do. And I think right now the reason why you see so much strife in the world and why you see so many people that are depressed or super anxious is because they have been plugged into a system that robs them of their ikigai, that robs them of their purpose, that robs them of that human spirit that you know has has helped humans do so many great and beautiful things, you know. But now it seems like we've sort of peaked, at least here in Western society. But have we actually peaked? I think that's the major question. Let's go ahead and hop into the cards for today. All right, let's see what we got. Now we have the full card in reverse. You have the full card in reverse. Yeah, so yeah, we can definitely be feeling a bit foolish. Maybe you feel a bit foolish. Maybe you feel like you kind of fell for a trick. Maybe you feel like you fell for a lie, a deception. You know what I'm saying? We have that followed by the magician, but you can transmute that energy and you can take that and turn it into gold. I think a lot of times we can feel foolish. But I think really what this comes down to as well is that maybe we are afraid to look foolish. Maybe that's why we are holding ourselves back from the fool's journey. So we turn to the magician and actually create that beautiful life. We're afraid to put ourselves out there, put ourselves on that center stage because we're afraid to get hit by tomatoes and lettuce and onions and shit. We're afraid to have these things hurled at us because we don't want people to not like us. We want people to like us. Of course, we want people to like us, but if we're following our ikigai, it doesn't matter what people fucking throw at us. That's the thing about it. It doesn't matter because not everyone's necessarily going to get it. That thing I showed you about the ikigai, my guest at work, one of my regulars that he was showing me all these different things, all these different spiritual things that, he was like kind of writing out. He was being very intentional about his practice. He showed it to his family. Family didn't get it. I get it. I absolutely get it. There are going to be people that you love, people that you really hold dear and close to you that aren't necessarily going to get it. They may be the ones that are throwing the food at you. Don't cut them out of your life just because they don't get it either. They just simply don't get it. Maybe you are meant to be that beacon. Maybe you're meant to be that light worker that wakes them up, not by just trying to force them to watch astrology videos even or whatever. I mean, you can share this with them if you want to, but not necessarily forcing this information on them, but by simply living your life in a way that's going to make them look at you and be like, yo, how did you manifest that car? Oh, that's how you did that? Oh shit, maybe I should consider that. Right? By example, we have that also followed by the Two of Swords. There's definitely some hesitation here, right? There's some hesitation to putting ourselves out there in the world, putting ourselves on the stage because we are afraid that we're going to get booed and heckled off the stage, right? We have to somehow look at life as a comedy. And when we're up there on the stage telling our story, especially if you're new to it, you're going to get heckled, you're going to bomb, but you can't be afraid to fail. If you're afraid to fail, you're probably going to fail. So you might as well give it a shot anyways. And if you fail, then you fail. But you keep putting yourself out there, you become the magician, you find your ikigai, and you move forward. We can't be afraid. There's definitely some stalemate energy here. Maybe things are feeling a bit stale. It feels like we plateaued. But have we actually plateaued? I think that's the major question that humans are asking themselves right now. I don't believe that we have plateaued. So I know we haven't plateaued, right? So we can't be afraid to look a little bit foolish especially when it means that we are on our spiritual path and we are building our ikigai, building our sense of purpose in life, because that is what it's all about. That is going to do it for your astrology forecast today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to my website, jphoenix.com. And as always, y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful hump day, and I'll see y'all on the next astrology forecast. Peace.